How doing, y'all? I'm going to talk about this. It's very important. In Texas, there's a lot of, and I'm gonna be real. I don't care what anybody say. There's a lot of cultural narcissism when it comes to leadership. Man can't do no wrong, which is untrue because man is unperfect. He's not perfect. Um, people think that the authority always right, even they're abusing people physically, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, whatever. Um, yeah, and bad police officers, bad ministers, bad priests, bad parents, bad guardians, bad teachers. It's like in Texas, a lot of narcissistic people who have history in leadership or management. Um, if they're from other places, they flock here because of cultural, naive, and narcissistic conservatism here in Texas. A lot of people are afraid to challenge it. It takes strong people to challenge that, but a lot of people are not strong. Either they would gaslight what they're doing for the sake of their jobs, sake of their liberty, um, you know, or sake of not being criticized, harshly for challenging authority. They're not being the David to Goliath. They're not being the Jesus towards the Pharisees. They're not doing that. Everybody's scared to take that role. So in Texas, a lot of us who are strong people like myself who made through a lot of mess, who almost committed suicide due to this cultural narcissism and bullying attacks and manipulation that's norm. And even folks use religion to distort the Bible to do what they're doing. You call it out, you're treated like an outcast, and folks will try to take away your livelihood, you know, for challenging something that's wrong. You know, they think your challenge is wrong, but actually it took Jesus and the apostles to challenge authority back in those days. So there's good authority and bad authority. If you understand that when it talks about um, be into authority. It's talking about a good authority. It ain't talking about no negative, evil authority. So that's the case. I guess you'd be good to Julius Caesar. You know what I'm saying? If the Antichrist was to come to here, would you, since it be authority, would you defend it? Okay. People not the gift of discernment goes out the window. So a lot of people don't discern. A lot of people are afraid. They don't have faith that God would turn, would carry them on. And sometimes it takes those who have faith to fight against the system, that's oppressing them. What I'm saying? And the Bible's never for oppression. Let's aid to Psalms, okay? So it's sad that a lot of folks don't look at those other areas. Okay, and they were obey man, but they obey God. That's what no intent. They're not perfect, but I notice in Texas we have a lot of issue with that. The racism, the sexism, and the homophobia as well. And you might as well, two genders having sex is ungodly. Of course, it's ungodly to have sex with the same sex. Also, ungodly to have sex outside marriage with the opposite sex. Okay, but who's the judge? God is, you know. But that's not no one's business to stop someone. No, they're not having sex with children, or they're not having sex. They're not raping anybody. Okay, it's consensual. As long as the sex is consensual adults, that's between them and God. But if it's against children who are supposed to be protected, or if someone does not want to cooperate in the sexual act and they being forced, then that's when you take matters to defend the oppressed. Okay, so people understand that because people have been oppressed from these people who are sick in the head. Um, but when it comes to here in Texas, this is terrible. I'm calling it is. You could be the fan favorite of the public, and people who believe your persona, your reputation, and believe what you did. You know, it doesn't say those who try to defame and falsely accuse people. No, I'm not for that. But when it comes to people with legit evidence that these people did it, you have people who are fooled by their fame and reputation, and they did what they did. But in Texas, like I said, we see a lot of that here. Um, if you are in a job and we just found Nolan Koski selling his videos that in Anglo America, the managers are taught to be psychopaths or sociopaths. And it's sad if you come from an abusive home and been bullied and you are thinking positive, you are thinking good, and you're not trying to find that monster. The monster's right there who hired you, and then you got to go work um, and deal with that monster to the point it busts you in the head to the point you're ready to explode, and you repress those feelings, and that's what I have done over the years. When I talk about these angry, you see me angry, I repressed those feelings for years, and this was actually YouTube was a therapeutic situation to take it out instead of doing something drastic in public. But anyway, but the truth of the matter is that it's sad that people would take the role of authority instead of do the godly thing to be the one that served, not to be served. They would be the Pharisee, they would be the king of Gentile, or the queen of the female, or the benefactors, they would be the Echevus, or the bad prophets of, like I said, like I said, because Ezekiel 34. So I don't understand how people can think that's okay to act evil and defend the evil person because of the title. you know. So that goes on here. That's why the child abuse cases here are high. Yes, look it up. Okay, and it's like my cousin who works in the law enforcement. He's a judge now, but he used to be a lawyer. Told me 20 years ago, Texas is the worst place to work for because of the Department of Real Estate. And see, I see why 30 years ago I was trying to go to New York, where it's very liberal. They had labor laws and stuff. Yeah, it's high, but at least you have money jobs available in New York. Is it too cold? Whatever. I gotta. Sometimes you gotta do things you gotta do. You can't just you want things your way unless you get the money to move to, like Miami or something, or LA. But no, I'd rather go to New York. It's more liberal. Not everything's liberal. Don't get me wrong. You have bad areas. I won't live in a ghetto in the hood. But if you have jobs that's going to make it, um, we have to deal with the cold winter. Yes, we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? It's better than that to deal with someone abusing you. You know what I'm saying? At a job, or at home, or anything. You gotta hustle. Not the right way, not the illegal way. But that's the reason why. I always wanted to leave Texas. I never wanted to stay in the state. Never. I knew what type of environment was social. I remember I'm very good. The only way I would live in Texas would be probably El Paso, and I didn't realize that. But I saw how El Paso was declining during Bush days, before Obama became president, and I moved back because I didn't want to be, the the butthole of the. Say it's not say it like that, but be bamboozled by the recession down there. The recession was harsh compared to Houston. It's the sixth largest city in Texas. So we have deployment of real estate and narcissistic people from all over. Even when Trump became president, but even before Trump became president, you have folks coming all over. And it wasn't just the white people who are conservative. You have minorities, African American people, Hispanic, you know, Asian or whatever, who want to be part of a narcissistic, program. They come to Texas. The reason why Texas is big here is because of oil and gas industry. It wasn't for that, and what happened in slavery, because slavery also gave generational wealth. When they stole the state from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. That's why white supremacy is big here, because the oil and gas industry, H.L. Hunt, who was a billionaire like Trump, and he was a part of Ku Klux Klan, and also people understand that he also had ties to Ku Klux Klan, and also he paid Nation Islam. So I see why a lot of black nationalism is here in Texas. Okay, um, it is. I'm not gonna lie. It is because in separatism, it's big here. Why do you think I talk about racism? And I was gonna make a video about that too. Danny from America's Top Model, American Next Top Model. Remember, she's from Spring, Texas, and she said she's a Baptist Republican, and she hated anything liberal. She didn't like gay people, she like Muslims. And remember, her and that sister got into it about Abercrombie and Fitch, and she would go FUBU. This is the reason why I talk about racism a lot on my channel. I'm gonna be real, y'all. This is the reason why I talk about racism a lot on my channel, because you have folks like Danny from Spring, Texas here. And it's not just white people, it's also people of color who have that mentality. Okay? Could very, get away with it. But that's why. But y'all, Texas is a worse state to live. It is when it comes to trying to be a good person. So anyway, that's my video. My video dying out. I'll tell you later. Bye bye. Have a good day.